Or we know for sure that is not at simrace.tv, it is on Municipal Sports. I'm on Squire. That trailer was courtesy of Michael Bushman, and earlier on in this broadcast, I'm sorry for the sound quality. It's just really terrible due to the I haven't set the my processors up properly. What was I about to say? Oh yes, this is round 9 of the World Series Virtual Racing's BTCC, and we're here at possibly one of the most fastest and scariest circuits in England and the UK, Thruxton. Known for its many powerful corners, including Church, but though this circuit hoping to be a little bit of a surprise here today. So, before we're in the middle of the practice at the moment, before we carry on, let's just have a look at the championship standings. Okay, so the championship at the moment currently looks like this. 1 second. I think I might be doing it wrong. Okay, so yeah, the championship standings. I do apologise for the lack in championship standings at the moment. The championship standings looks like this. Kevin Mass is still leading the championship after increasing his margin by just over 40 points ahead of his nearest rival, Simon Crane, who really needs to pick up his pace if he wants to win the first half of the 2014 championship. Chris English is a little bit further behind the reigning champion, not doing well. Daniel Hahn is in 4th, with Matthew Lewis in 5th, Christian Brown in 6th, Jan Titt 7th, Roy Wisner 8th, Jim Self 9th, and Matt Sussfeld rounding out the top 10. The Constructors' Championship consists of Racing Association and GTC leading the championship by just over 30 points ahead of their nearest rivals, M Sport Racing. P1 Gaming Racing Team is further, I say, about 139 points. Yep, that's the accurate amount. Rockstar Racing is further behind, with Swiss Motion, Kitty Litter, and Gravel Trap Racing to follow. Pro Race at 100 is also behind them, so is Quatermass and the Facebook Association for Racing Association. Right then. Yeah, so yeah, just let's get on with the racing, chaps. Okay, so who are we currently viewing? That's Benny Steffen. He's going over some curbs here. I just still need to get used to the circuit, by the way. Okay, so where is he currently at the moment? I believe he's around Village, just approaching Church now, am I correct? Let's go on board with him. Yep, he's going into Church now. That is possibly one of the most scariest corners in England. He's going down into Brooklands as he goes up the Woodham Hill before going into the Club Chicane. It's one of the most tightest corners on the circuit. It's also where Jason Plato crashed out in 2011, and he's going over the curbs there a bit too much, but he's alright for the moment as he goes across the start and finish line to start his lap. Just going up to Allard. I still need to get used to the corner names on this circuit. Coming up to Campbell is a tight chicane as well as the first of the two chicanes. Into Cobb, it is a left-hander, and then right into Seagrave. Really, really tight going through there, but he's managed to keep it good as he goes up into Noble. He can keep the throttle down as much as possible into Goodwood. And it's tighter and much more tighter further as we go into Village. And as we go past another piece of airstrip before going into Church. And my god, that's scary through there. Benny Stephen is going alright. 1/10 off the pace from the 10th position time, currently held by Tony Barker. He's going into the club chicane now. And that's okay. And he's missed out by 6/10 of a second, 14th place. And we're now looking at the at this car. What car is it? Ponegva? I have no idea. But yeah, I think it's a Ponegva, and it's currently driven by Jovica Dudukovic. Let's have a look at someone else. There is Andy Horton in the Kitty Litter racing car. And oh my god, look at how he's bouncing over those curbs. This is the top 10 currently in practice at the moment. Josh Dant leads ahead of Bram, Mass, Titz, Self, Mead, Manaziv, Hahn, Worcester and Barker. That's your top 10 ahead of Horton, Foster, Dudukovic, Stefan, Spooner and Windsor. Is that Windsor? Hold on. There's Barker. There's Worcester. That's Hahn going through there. That's Manaziv. Mead. There goes Jim Self. That's Jan Titz. Kevin Mass. Christian Bram. Josh Dant. Lewis. Oh, that's what's up there. There we go, there he is. Zach Windsor. He's currently. Oh! Look at how he's going for that. He's currently in a default car, the Airwaves car, which was actually driven in the actual BTCC. Don't know who driven it. And he's gone off a bit. Let's have a look at and that's Josh Dant. He's currently behind Barker. He's currently temporary car because I haven't updated my the aircraft to really vehicles. Sorry about that. Let's move on to a different car. There is Worcester in the Swiss Motion. This is his second race since his comeback at Donington 1 week ago following a minor car crash, which put him out of the London GP. But he was back from Donington and now he's back at Thruxton. And he's letting past, is that Dudukovic? Yeah, that's Dudukovic. That's around Church before going into Brooklands. That was Kevin Mass. Kevin Mass really feeling the pressure. But Simon Crane isn't here yet, so he might be able to get away free. Only one championship contender here, and that is Kevin Mass. And he's struggling a bit. Look at that. Matt Hudspeld is here. is just currently around Brooklands, I think. No, wait a minute. No, he's coming up to church now. Okay. Going into church, and then he goes into Brooklands. As he bounces all around the curbs. And he's currently in 10th. He holds that position. Right, guys, we're going to take a little break now before we go into qualifying, so please join us back soon. Okay, we are back. We're just about to go into qualifying now for Thruxton, and we just got some new arrivals in the garages. For example, Mr. Miles Dixon, who hasn't been around for a couple of days. Well, actually, a couple of races here, is back tonight for qualifying. Waiting now to get switched into quali. Okay, so we're just waiting. Right, we have switched over to quali. We're just waiting for everyone to. Okay, so the qualifying countdown: 9, 8. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1, and qualifying has begun. And now goes first is Kevin Mass in the Racing Association NGTC, and right behind him is, if I can just get it. Yeah, there we go. Dudukovic, Stefan, Wustner, Manaziv, Foster, Self, Spooner, Tits, Windsor, Barker, Josh Darnes. That's also Valdez, Horton and Bram. And Lewis. Right, there is Mass. He's currently around, if I can find it. I believe he's around Church. Yep, he's just gone past Church and gone past Brooklands, up Woodham Hill. But that, oh, and he's lost it. He's lost it on Club Chicane. That's going to seriously affect his lap time when just before he begins. He needs a good acceleration now with that last corner, but he didn't at that time. But anyway, his lap times have begun as he comes up into Campbell, right, and then left into Cobb, left, and then right again into the tight Seagrave. And then into the left-handed Noble, back through Goodwood, Village, and then once again into the scariest circuit corner on the course, Church. Into Brooklands. Finally up Woodham Hill before going into the club once again. Make sure you don't drift this time. Oh, and he's lost it once again. He is furious. He is furious going through that corner. Oh, I believe he's going to be sick in his cockpit. I think. Yeah, I just heard him being sick. You might not have heard him, but I did. Okay, so yeah, he's been sick in his cockpit, and as a result, he did not get a good lap time in. He's currently 7th. He's been overtaken by other people like Jan Tits, Josh Dunt, Barker. Those are the top 3. Foster, Spooner, Worcester, and Stefan. Those are the men in front of him. He's now moved down to 8th. And now Bram has put in a lap time, and now he's down into 9th. And another one, he's now down into 11th. He's been overtaken by both Lewis and Worcester. So currently look at his time, he's currently in 11th place. So basically that last corner of the club is the only circuit, is the only corner on this circuit is where that Mass really struggles. He needs to be calm for that corner. He doesn't need to go at a full throttle. He doesn't need to make sure he doesn't go all over the place for that last corner. He only needs to go for it calm, otherwise he will ruin his lap time. Okay, so he's just gone past Church, coming up to Brooklands, and just coming up to the Woodham Hill bend, calmly through this corner. Calmly, no. Oh, he drifted a little bit, but he's fine. He's fine going through that corner. He's fine going through that corner. Just about going through that. But he might improve his lap time, but I don't think he's going to get pole unless I'm very much mistaken. He is in 9th. So basically, he's still got a lot of work to do. And now he's got, who's that? That's Zach Windsor, who just nearly ruined his lap. And now there is Christian Bram. Christian Bram may be going on his outlap as well. So Christian Bram is going to spoil Kevin Mass's time as he just come out of Seagrave. Now, is Christian Bram going to notice this? Hard to say. So that's Kevin Mass at the moment. Let's have a look at someone else. We're currently on board with, I believe that's Max Spooner. Is that? Yep, that's Max Spooner, and he's coming up to Dene Manaziv, who is just right behind Graham Foster in the gravel trap racing, the second gravel trap racing car, and right in front of them is Tony Barker in the Pro Race 100 Citroen. And he's being really, really calm at this moment in time, not trying to make any mistakes at all. Okay, he's just going through the church as we only got about around 10 minutes to go of the qualifying session here at Thruxton. Okay, so let's have a look at someone else. Is that Worcester or Self? That is Self. He's just gone through church. Coming up to Brooklands now. Up Woodham Hill. And then going into club. Is he going to be calm from here? Yep, he's calm. And that, no, yep, he's just made it through that. And he's currently in 8th position. So this is an extraordinary turnout for events. Kevin Mass, should he fail to qualify, fail to get around 5th position, it will be the first time this season that Kevin Mass would have been qualified outside the top 10, which is really extraordinary because normally we see Kevin Mass around just around the top 9 or top 8 or so, but though he's never been outside the top 10. He's currently in 13th at the moment, and if Kevin Mass doesn't improve his time, well basically that's going to leave a bad reputation, and now we'll leave him all the work to do. And with Simon Crane and basically Chris English away from this round, that is really going to put a load of pressure on him. So basically, if he wants to improve on his points, he better do it now. He wants to get into a good position. He must though. If he wants to claim the title for himself, he's only got about 8.5 minutes left. There's plenty of time for him to do it. There is his teammate Jan Titz. He's just come out of church. Let's have a look at someone else. And there is the P1 gaming racing car of Daniel Hahn. Just coming up to Woodham Hill, just behind Jan Titz in the Racing Association. Vauxhall Signal, and he's lost it. He's lost it at club. He's lost it at club. I mean, Daniel Hahn is one of the strong contenders this season, but though he's really let himself go there through church. No, not church, club. And he's currently in, but he's still around the top 4. And where is his teammate Matt Hetfield? He's not posting a lap time yet. He's not posting a lap time. There is Zach Windsor just behind Pascal and Josh Stant, Kevin Mass and Roy Worcester, both in the Racing Association and the Facebook Alliance of Racing Association and the Swift Motion car. He's just coming up now into Noble, and is it me or is his car weaving all over the place? Yeah. Let's have a look on the outside shot. I mean, he's doing it okay. It looks like his car is weaving. Yeah. His car is a little bit weaving. What is he doing? I mean, he needs to keep it in a straight line if he wants to improve on his lap time. And right now, he's not doing it by weaving all over the place. And he nearly made contact with the tyre barrier there at church. He's going through Brooklands. He's coming up to Woodham Hill now. Is he going to be a little bit fidgety going for this corner? Who knows? Let's find out. He's coming up to Inter Club now. He needs to be careful. Oh, too wide. Oh, yeah. He's like, roll! Oh my days! He's just completely lost at a club. He is furious with himself. He's really furious. Oh my days! He's not happy in that car right now. And he's going to try once again for another lap. Marshall's will try all his best to try and get the tyres back up. And he's currently behind Pascal Jostant in the Facebook Association of Racing Association (NGTC), and he's gone wide there through Campbell. He's going through Cobb now before going into Seagrave. And basically Windsor is like a movable obstacle, just like the 40 Fords and the Lola Fords and basically the Minardi fundamentals. They're there. Those cars I'd say particularly like driving, although unfortunately those are basically moving obstacles and basically have no performance advantage at all. And I mean at all. And right now, Zach Windsor, with all that weaving all over the place here, as you can see on the screen, look, he's not really putting that effort. He's not really trying to try and increase on his pace at the moment. He's weaving all over the place. Okay, let's have a look at someone else. We're having a look at Benny Stephan. He's just currently going through Village. Yeah, he's on there. But who's those cars in front? Oh, he's gone for the grass. He's asking whether it is time or it isn't. He's gone through Church sharply, going through Brooklands. Windsor just gone across the line now. 9 seconds off the pace. That is terrible, absolutely terrible. There they are. There's Jim Silver and Christian Brown right in front of them, ahead of Benny Stephan. Ryan knows curved brilliantly. But Benny Stephan, he's currently in 17th. Is he going to improve on his time? Nope, he isn't. Unless he's starting his lap. Remains to be seen. We only got about around 4 minutes left. We're now on board with Max Spooner in the Quatermass Mercedes AMG. Going through Allard. Coming up to Campbell. Then Cobb. And Seagrave. We just want to let you know that I just want to go in further detail of the track. Thruxton is one of the fastest circuits in England and is one of the most scariest, including corners like Church. But there is also a corner, but there's also a circuit that anything can happen, and basically it could be a little bit of a crash affair. And since the British touring cars, crash affair always means you have to try and reduce them a bit, and of course always include the red zone. Now the red zone for this round will be from the start and finish line, as always, all the way up past the corner of Seagrave. So after Seagrave and before Noble, that is the end of the red zone on the first lap of the race. So we only got about less than 3 minutes left. Kevin Mass is currently in 9th position. He's the only championship contender in this race at the moment. No sign of Simon Crane, no sign of Chris English. So both Simon Crane and English, who are both threats to Kevin Mass, is currently out and is not in this race today, I believe, unless they make an appearance before the race even due to begin. Okay, so Kevin Mass, he's currently in 9th position. This is what the grid looks like at the moment, the top 18. Matt Husfield leads ahead of Christian Brum, with Jan Titz in 3rd position. Daniel Hahn is in 4th with 5th place going to Matt Lewis. 6th position is Jim Self, 7th is Tony Barker, 8th is Manaziv, 9th Mass, and rounding up top 10 is Roy Wisner. Pascal Jostant is in 11th, 12th is Javika Dudukovic. Graham Foster is in 13th, and looks like it's been a little bit lagged out a bit, unless I'm very much mistaken. Oh, and he's really crashed out. No idea what happened there. So yeah, Foster is in 13th, 14th is Mead, 15th is Spooner, he's just gone into the pits now, 16th is Horton, 17th is Stephan, and 18th is the moving obstacle himself, Zachary Windsor. Okay, we only go out around a minute to go left. So basically, the drivers who are not out on the track this is Josh Dant, Spooner, Horton and Windsor. They have no chance to put in a final flying lap. Though other people, including Kevin Mass, who's currently in 9th, he needs to improve on his time. He's not been out of the top 8 so far this season, but though he needs to improve on his lap time. Where is he at the moment? He's currently behind the M Sport of Matthew Lewis. Matthew Lewis is currently in 6th. He might hold up Mass for a considerable amount of time. There's only about half a minute left. And as he goes into church, he's around halfway around the course anyway. So he's only got about 19 seconds to go before he tries to start his last lap. Manazeve is in the pit, so he won't have a chance to do a final flying lap. In comes Mass going around the curbs, and he's too late to start his flying lap. So even if Kevin Mass tries to do a flying lap, he's not going to do it. So basically he remains in 9th position unless Worcester and Foster have something to say about it. There is Barker. There is Tits. He's coming off across the line now. Where is he going to go? In 5th position. There is Mats Husfeld. And Graham is having a huge off. Graham's going to have a huge off. Oh dear. That's not going to increase his lap time. But here comes Worcester. Is he going to try and knock Mass back down to 10th place? It looks promising. Is he going to knock Kevin Mass back down to 10th place? Only time will tell. And no, he remains in 10th place himself. Graham Foster going to come across the line in 13th position. So basically, that was basically one of the most exciting sessions we had so far this season. So Mats Husfeld is taking pole position ahead of Daniel Hahn, Jim Self, Christian Bram, Jan Titz, Matthew Lewis, Barker, Manazeve, Mass and Worcester. That's your top 10. Josh Dant, Dudukovic, then it is Foster, and so on and so forth follows. Okay, we're going to take a little break before we go into race 1. Don't go away. Okay, I believe we're about to go into the race. Just wait. Right, since Live Races is acting up for this round, I've decided not, and I repeat not, to do the grid. Well, basically the grid feature. But then I'll have to do it the manual way. So if I have a look. Okay, so this is what the grid looks like. So in pole position we have Matt Husfeld leading in pole position. Then we've got Jim Self in second place. Third is Bram. Fourth is Lewis. Fifth is Barker. Sixth and seventh Manaziv. Eighth is Mass. Ninth is Roy Worcester. Then it is Jan Titz, Pascal Jostant. Then we've got Graham Foster, Alan Mead. Then we've got Max Spooner, Andy Horton, and Benny Stephan. Zachary Windsor there. And that's about it. And wait, but Dudukovic is at the back due to a little bit of a problem there. But anyway, we're about to get onto the grid. Okay, so we're about to go into the race, and Thruxton here is lights down, away we go. And it's a good start so far by Husfeld, but he's under threat from both Lewis and Self as to go into Allard. Good holding there from Matt Husfeld. They are now coming up into, where is that? Oh, no. They're now coming up, sorry about that. They're now coming up into, they're now around Noble, out of the red zone. So how will they fare when they go around Village? Everyone is well so far. No crashes yet. We can see an airborne view of this track as they go up into Woodham Hill, into Club. Actually, we might use this one for the race, and off goes Lewis. Through Club, that is a major disaster for him. As they go around to complete the first lap of the race. Around Allard, into Campbell, and there's something seriously wrong with Matthew Lewis. As they go around Campbell and then Cobb. So there's got to be something seriously wrong with the handling of what Matthew Lewis is handling at the moment. Let's go further up the front. There is the front train. Everyone is civilized through there. Matthew Lewis has really let himself go there. Where is Mass? That's the important question. Kevin Mass is currently in 5th position. He's currently under threat from Alan Mead in the Pro Race 100 Citroen. There he is. As they go up Hill and Bend, Woodham Hill, into Club. Right, we had enough of this camera. Let's go back to normal camera. And there is Jan Tits under attack from both Hahn. Hahn is gone wide a little bit there, and now he's under threat from Graham Foster and Manaziv and Wisner. And they're nearly gone for abreast going through Cobb and Campbell, and now they're going into Seagrave. But Foster's got all under control, as he's now under threat from Worcester as they now go into Noble. This is really, really close. They've nearly touched as they go into Goodwood. He's keeping it calm through there. Car 26, just in front of car number 10. Coming up into the church. This is where their pressure will really hang in the balance. But they both seem to go through that corner very, very carefully indeed. And he's now going to take advantage on Tis. Tis trying to close the door on Foster, but Foster is having none of it, and he's going to great outside overtaking, and he's now nearly had the audacity to challenge Manaziv, and he's lost it. He's lost it. Oh, and Worcester's gone off as well, and Horton nearly avoids it, but Foster has just taken out Mr. Roy Worcester, and now he's nearly the victim of just down there. But Worcester's really lost it. He's now down into 15th position. What an absolute blow to Roy Worcester. And Foster's going wide once again and Campbell, and then now into Cobb, into Seagrave. Let's have a look at someone else. There's and Barker's gone off. He's gone off. Oh, and he's into the trees. That's new. But he survived. He survived. But Barker's going to be furious in that cockpit now. He's going to be absolutely furious with himself. Like I said, this circuit is fast, but it is a little bit scary due to its lack of corners. And basically, it's high speed and high attrition rate here. But basically, the attrition hasn't gone up yet. No one is retired. Oh no! Whoa! That was a close battle between Hahn, Manaziv, and Tits as they go across the start and finish line. Let's have a look at further battles between these three drivers as they come up to Campbell. They seem to be going through it rather well. It's France Power versus American / British Power versus British Power. So it's France versus America versus Britain, because Citroen's from France, Ford is from America, and Vauxhall's from Great Britain. Great Britain is coming in on top of America at the moment, as basically Tits gets ahead of Manaziv, and now he's going to try and challenge Hahn. They're currently around the battle for the bottom half of the top 10 all the way up to 8th place. Coming up into club now. He seems to be keeping it calm through there. Now, club seems to be one of the corners on the circuit that a driver can make it go wrong easily. Everyone seems to be going through that corner very, very carefully indeed. And Lewis is going to have a go on Spooner. He doesn't put much of a fight. They're both on either side of the track. But Spooner is actually going into that corner for one very good reason, to have the inside line. But though Lewis is going to have it back on the inside line as they go into Goodwood. And Spooner's off. But he's kept it clean there. He's kept it okay. Only 10 laps to go as he goes into church. There is Matt Husfield currently leading. And there is Kevin Mass. He's currently third at the moment, under pressure from both Self and Mead as he just takes off the tyre there. And that is real close racing between Tits, Manazeve, Spooner, Hahn and Horton there. So basically this is this car on the track between 5 drivers. Tits leading them in 7th position, while Horton is at the back of that train in 11th. So it's basically around the bottom half of the top 10, and is also the top half of the bottom 8. And Hahn touches Manazeve a little bit. He doesn't have the speed yet to try and get past Manazeve. And he's really trying to keep it calm there. Okay, only 8 laps to go. Sorry for the lack of a bit. I say, are there any more close battles on the track? Nope. Just between Spooner, who's currently under threat from Hahn as they go into club, as they go free abreast into club, nearly free abreast. Hahn comes out on top, or does he? Yep, he just manages to do that as Manazeve loses control a bit. Might as well go on board with Horton to see what's going on in front of them. There is Mead in 7th position, just ahead of Hahn, as Manazeve goes a little bit wide and he's lost the position. Oh, and off goes Horton! He's been touched by Manazeve. So basically, and as a result, Horton gains the place from Manazeve. If you touch someone, that's basically nearly going to put you out of the race, or at least put you off track at least. Then I suggest do not do that, otherwise you will lose your position and you will be angry with others around you. The best thing to do that is don't make contact. But unfortunately, this is the BTCC. It is a contact sport, unfortunately, and yeah, they do that. As Manazeve goes back in front of Horton, only 6 laps to go on the first race here at Thruxton. And he's lost it. And Horton has lost it at club. And he's lost it. He's lost it on one of them bends, on the sausage bends, and he's trying to restart himself. Yep, he's going there now. And he's now under threat from, I believe that's Dudukovic. Only 5 laps to go. Only 4 laps to go. Any more battles going on at the moment? Oh yes, there's one between Barker and Manners Eve as they come up into club. Barker's got the inside advantage, and he makes that move really easy easy as pie really. And there's Spooner. He's try and have the audacity to try and get past Daniel Hahn in the P1 gaming car into Campbell, and oh, he's nearly lost it there, into Cobb and then into Seagrave. He's now under pressure from Mead, but Spooner can get back up into him again if he is willing to take up to that task. They're coming up to church now, and Spooner will really try and overtake him around this time as they go past Brooklands now, going up Woodham Hill. He's now going to try around the outside into club. That is new. Is he going to try on the outside? Is that going to work to his advantage? No, it's not going to work to his advantage. And better still, and he's just gone off. He's just gone off track a bit. There's only 3 more laps to go, and now Mead is going to have a go at Spooner. And is he going to go on the inside? Yes, Spooner's gone off once again. That is unnecessary for him to do. And now Foster's going to try and overtake him, and yeah, Foster's gone overtaking him. So Spooner's really got a problem there in the Quatermass Mercedes AMG. Further behind, and there's Barker trying to have a go on Manners Eve. Manners Eve in the Nevica Ford Focus, trying to keep calm ahead of the Pro Race 100 car. And now Foster is going to try and have a go on Mead as they come up into church now. And oh, he's nearly touched it there. He's going to try around the outside, and I think it's worked, has it? Just got, oh, he's got a little bit wide there, and he's really holding up Spooner there. Only 2 more laps to go for Mats Hertzfeld. Is he currently under pressure at the moment? Nope, he isn't. He is about a few seconds at least ahead of Christian Bram, who's in 2nd place. 3rd place at the moment is to Kevin Mass, ahead of Matthew Lewis, Jan Titz, Jim Self, Daniel Hahn, Alan Mead, Graham Foster and Max Spooner. That is your top 10. And Matt Husfeld, I believe, really deserves this win. And Matt has really struggled, really. He's coming up to church now. He's coming to church just as Matt Husfeld is entering club to start his final lap of race 1 here at Thruxton. So let's have a look at further battles. The battle's going on. Oh, and that's Mead going off. And oh, that is just on cut in the chicane there. You're not supposed to do that. Even going through the tyre sponsors there. And I believe that Windsor has retired. We haven't really had a look at him since we last looked at him about a few laps ago. But Matt Husfeld is now coming past Brooklands and coming up the Woodham Hill bend for the last time this race, the first race of the day, as he goes through club for the 15th and last time. He's flashing his lights, there we go, to win the first race here at Thruxton. An absolutely fantastic effort by Matt Husfeld. He really deserved that win. Here comes Christian Bram to come home in second place for Rockstar Racing, and then comes the Racing Association NGTC car of Kevin Mass. Matthew Lewis finishes a few seconds behind him fourth. Fifth is Jan Titz, just about finishing in front of Jim Self in sixth. Then it is and Hahn has lost it. He's lost it. Oh my days! Hahn is really furious with himself. That is going to give 7th position to Graham Foster, and Tony Barker's gone over to 8th, Spoon in 9th, and Manaziv just rounds out the top 10. What an absolute disaster for Daniel Hahn. He has retired from the race. He's his second retirement, I believe, unless he can improve on his position. Nope, the edge is stopped. So basically that's this race ruined. But wow, what a race that was there. Okay, please join us back in a sec. Well, we have the second race of the day. Don't go away. Right, so we are going to go into race 2. Again, apologies for not doing the basically the grid, because of basically limited time. So yeah. So we just need to okay, so Matt Sasfeld leading ahead of Christian Bram. Then we've got Kevin Mass. Then it is Matthew Lewis, Jan Titz, Jim Self, Tony Barker, Max Spooner, Manaziv, Mead. Then it is Wusner. Is that Wusner? Yeah. Then we've got Josh Dant, Stefan, Horton, and Dudukovic, and that's it. Han is also in there as well. Unfortunately, both Windsor and Foster will not be taking part in this race. So yeah. Just waiting for everyone to line up on the grid. I believe so. And here we go. Second race here at Thruxton. Lights out and away we go. Husfeld has got a little bit much more of a slower start this time. And Bram has gone straight, nearly straight into the lead. Remember, no contact through the red zone, otherwise you will get a 5-place grid drop in the next race. Oh no! There goes both the... Oh, Mead has really let himself go there. So they're out now, out of the red zone. Actually, guys, I'll be back in a sec. The race will continue on with less commentary. Back in a sec. By the way, there, little bit crash there. Yeah, like I said, back in a sec. Okay, you guys are back. We're currently around 7 laps from the end of race number 2. Oh, sorry about this. Okay, so basically at the moment, Kevin Mass is leading ahead of Matthew Lewis, who I believe is only about a couple of corners away. Kevin Mass is going into the last corner now. He's keeping it calm. So does Matthew Lewis. Oh, just coming over the curve a bit. There is one going off of that corner. Yes, there is. There's Self. Back on board with Lewis. Let's see if there's any more battles that we can do that is actually close up. There's currently 3 retirements. Just Arter's out, Spooner is out, and Barker is out. 12 races remain. Stefan is in last place. And all Hasfeld and Spooner is currently trying to flick lights at some people for actually disturbing them. And oh, they made contact. They made contact. And yep, Tits is not happy about that. And now he's just held up Manziv. And Hasfeld is keeping it calm in front of Hahn. There is young Tits. There he is. He's under attack from Dene Manaziv going into club. Is Manaziv going to come out on top? Nope, he isn't. Battle moments between both the P1 racing cars of both Hutzfeld and Hahn. But the question is Lewis going to catch up on Mass, because it's been a couple of laps now. They're still both their distance seems to be still not reducing or increasing. And Mass and Lewis is trying all of his power to catch up to him. And Mass is trying everything in his power to get away from him. But only 4 laps remaining, so Lewis really needs to put the hammer down if he wants to have a chance of winning the race. Sam in lead. He's currently in 10th position behind Andy Horton. And Manaziv is still out there trying to get past Jan Tits. He's currently in 7th place. Self is actually trying very hardest. Is that Worcester? Yeah, Self is trying his very hardest to get past. Mark is currently in 5th. Only about 1 lap to go, actually 2 laps to go still. And this is Worcester's biggest chance, actually Self's biggest chance to get past Bram. He can't do it at Alfred. He's now coming up into Campbell. Into Cobb. And then into Seagrave. Self is going to try once again to get past Bram into Club, and he's trying to switch back to the inside. Not going to happen. They both make contact a little bit, but Self is really letting them go there. As we already gone into the last lap now. Mass is going into Cobb. Lewis has no chance now to catch up to Mass. This is going to increase Mass's lead in the championship from Simon Crane and Chris English, who are both not here today. Any close battles? Brown and himself are still really close to each other, but they may have a go at the end of the last lap. So meanwhile, Kevin Mass is only about a couple of corners away from scoring yet another victory this time round, and he's only got about a couple of rounds to go. And Kevin Mass comes through to win race number 2 here at Thruxton. A well-deserved victory for Kevin Mass. Coming home in 2nd place is Matthew Lewis. Matt Hudspeld comes home in 3rd position, just in front of Danny Hahn in 4th. 5th will be Christian Bram. 6th is Self. 7th will be Jan Titz, if he can get across the line in time, just in front of Alan Mead. And then Denny Mansley in 9th and Horton. Just about rounds out the top 10 for Kitty Litter Racing. Ben Steffen is just about going to finish in 11th place, just ahead of Roy Worcester, unless Roy Worcester's going to have something to say about it over the corner. No, and then side by side, but Steffen has just managed to finish in front of Worcester. What a bad day for Worcester. So basically that is the end of race number 2. We'll find out which part of the grid will reverse soon, but please join us back in a few minutes for race number 3 and then interviews. Don't go away. Okay guys, we're about to go into the final race here at Thruxton, and joy of joys, I managed to get the grid feature working once again. So 15 people will participate in the final race of the evening. I would say day, but unfortunately, yeah, it's daytime in virtual world, but in real time is actually night time, as everyone is starting to go away now onto their formation lap. So yeah, this is the grid. In pole position we have Mr. Jan Tits. In second place will go to Jim Self. Christian Bram is in third ahead of Daniel Hahn in fourth. Matthew Lewis will be in fifth ahead of Kevin Mass, sixth position. Seventh will be Alan Mead ahead of Denny Manaziv in eighth. Ninth will be Andy Horton and Benny Steffen rounding out the top 10 due to his fantastic finish ahead of Roy Wissner, who will begin in 11th. Tony Barker will be in 12th, who hasn't really gone to the grid yet. Then we have Max Spooner, hasn't really gone to the grid yet. Then we got Josh Dant and then Dudikovic rounding up there. There's Barker, and yeah, that's about it. So Spooner is basically missing from the grid, I believe. For everyone to get onto the grid. Okay, and the final race here at Thruxton. We're waiting. Lights out and away we go for 15 laps of this last race of the day. And Jantis got a superb start, no fault whatsoever as he goes round Allard. Coming up to Campbell. And then into Cobb. No. There's a little bit off-roading for Stefan there. Just goes down the line there as they now come out once again out of the red zone. Any collisions or any retirements at the moment doesn't seem to be like it. And all off goes, who's that? That's Manaziv. He's going off a bit. But that camera change though. Right, there's a little bit of a battle going on there between Barker and Dudikovic as they go into club. A little bit of free abreast there. And who is going to come out on top? It's Dudikovic. No, Barker's come out on top of Dudikovic. And there's Manaziv going to have a go on Stefan. And he has made it so. There is Mead under plenty of pressure from Roy Wissner as they go past Church and down Brooklands. under effect from both the Pro Race 100 cars of Barker and Mead. And oh, there goes the tyre off. No crashes through this corner yet. There we go, there's self and then go on Barker. Not the good old Dusty yet. He's really close to him though. Going through Allard. Coming up into Campbell. Bob and into Seagrave. Go Goodwood. And Village. To get the scariest corner on the course. Church. And oh, what was that happen? That is Daniel Hahn. Daniel Hahn is out of the race. He made contact with the last barrier there. Not sure what happened, but we'll have to try and find out that out later on. And Mead is trying to have a go on Kevin Mass. Kevin Mass is right in 6th position, really struggling for traction, really struggling to get the speed up. He's currently behind Worcester in the Swiss motion car. There we go, Daniel Hahn has officially left the game. He's officially gone. 10 laps to go. And the battle is somewhat close between the top 3 of Titz, Bram and Lewis. Looking at the margin, I say Lewis is much more closer to Bram than Bram is to Titz. And Titz has gone a little bit off track there. This could be Titz's first victory of the season. Let alone the half points drop. The Christian Bram and Lewis are trying to pay to that. Titz desperately wants a victory, and this is his chance. He needs to stay in that position for at least 9 more laps, and Bram will try and do everything in his power to get past Tits, though Tits is not going to take any prisoners. He's not going to let him pass. Club now, and the Bram is really close to Tits there. And Tits and Bram is actually really close to Tits. 8 laps to go. This could be Bram's second time to get a victory. Second victory, I think. I see this year. Right. This is Bram's chance. Right on the outside. This is keeping calmly there. And oh, we've lost a little bit of time there. This is Bram's opportunity, but he didn't really try about it. 7 laps to go, and Roy Wilson has been tired for some reason. He's trying his best to defend against Mass, but Mass overtook him when he was tired. So Wisner and Hahn are the timers of the race, along with I think that was 6 as well. This is actually pulled away a little bit from Bram. This is actually going to be one of the most talked about battles of basically the season. This could be Tits' first ever victory in the season. Let's see any battles further behind him, and Lewis is actually putting some pressure on Bram as well. So Lewis might be in for a shot on the victory, and Tits is actually let him go to sell there, and Bram has got past him, and so does Lewis, and what a fantastic overtake there from Lewis. And now Tits is going to try and come back on Lewis, up into Campbell, and he's made it so, coming up into the inside of Cobb, and then into Seagrave. And Lewis is trying to get see an opportunity that as he's seen go wide through Seagrave as he goes up there into Goodwood. and Lewis is still in third. Tits is still in second position. Although Bram has actually pulled away a little bit. Yeah, he's pulled away. 15 seconds, actually 1 second. This will be Bram's second victory. Tits is basically a second place for Tits. Second place for Tits. 5 laps to go. This is actually closer to Bram than he is in the previous lap. I think he's a little bit better than his gear there. I think Tips can do that, otherwise Bram will pull away a little bit further. So compared to this lap and the previous lap, Tips is actually a little bit much more closer to Bram. Although Tips has actually lost it, he's lost it. So he's still keeping on the grass, still keeping on the tarmac, although he's basically Bram to pull away a little bit. And now he's under threat from Lewis. He might try around the inside. Go. Into Campbell, to Cobb, and Seagrave. Best there. Laps to go. Bram has still got a chance to take the victory, and Tits has also got a chance too. So Tits needs to really hammer down also to Lewis. Lewis is really on the back of Tits. He'll try on the outside, not where you usually do around the club corner. Came would. Just kept it really calm through that. 2 laps till the end. Lewis is actually got a little bit of ground there. And also Bram is actually pulled away from Tits, and Tits might not have a chance for the victory unless he can pull clean the lap. Bram is actually nearly close to the end now. Tits is trying to do all his best to catch up to Bram. Had Tits not gone on the grass about a couple of laps earlier, then he could have won his race. But no, he lets Bram take it instead. He's putting on his flashlights. This is distracted, but he's not really. But Bram is not really intimidated by that. And Bram, as a result, comes through to win the last race of the day here at Thruxton. A well-deserved victory for Christian Bram. Jan Tits comes home in second, Lewis in third. Mass comes home in fourth, further extending his championship lead. Horton comes home in fifth, and Mead just comes in front of Stealth in sixth and seventh. Barker comes home in eighth position. Ninth will go to Manners Eve, and Jostant, just getting the grass there, just rounds out the top 10. Judokovic and Stefan are the last men to finish. Let's go on board with Judokovic. So yeah, he finishes the race there. And where is Stefan? There he is, to finish, to be the last finisher of the day. Right, please stay with us for a sec, because we might gotta get the interviews in. Don't go away. Okay, we are going to get the interviews underway in about a few minutes or so.
User was moved to your channel.
Okay.
User left your channel.
Nah.
User was moved to your channel.
Okay.
User left your channel. User was moved to your channel. You were moved. Channel User left your channel. User was moved to your channel. User left your channel.
Right, guys, back in a sec.
User was moved out of your channel. User was moved to your channel.
Okay, thankfully, we got Mr. Matthew Lewis in here. Hello, Matt.
Hello.
Okay, right, first of all, congratulations on both of your podiums in both race 2 and 3. But you seem to be a little bit of lacking pace in race 2 to try and catch up to Kevin. What was the problem with that?
Not sure. Chow made a very minor tweak on setup between 2 and 3, and it seemed to make a whole host of difference. It's always frustrating to find that in the last race of the night, but yeah, much better. But Kevin's quick anyway, so he's a hard man to catch.
Now, I noticed in race 1 that you had a little bit of a really bad start. Can you explain to us what happened there?
Yeah, I just didn't quite get it right. Just bogged down slightly, so I think I lost 2 or 3 places, but it was a bit of a yo-yo race, that all. I think I ended up where I started, but I think I managed to do every position in the top 10 at some point.
But though, will you be able to hopefully regain some of your form when you go to the next race, if I can find it on here, which is, if I can just give me a sec. The next race will be.
I think we must be up to Snetterton, is it?
Yes, Snetterton on the 23rd.
Yeah. I'll be perfectly honest, don't like that track, but we'll see how we go.
Yeah.
See how we go.
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you very much for joining me, Matt.
Yep, no problem.
Okay. And I think unless nobody else wants to join, then I basically I might have to call it a night. So yeah. I think that's it. Basically, one interview this morning. What a lowly number this was today. But sometimes we need a break, don't we? Okay, so yeah, that is it, and we'll see you in about a few weeks' time or so in Snetterton. Yes, it's Snetterton in the East Anglia. But though, until then, thanks very much for watching. Goodbye.